A night in Paris, anticipation and agony. The city of lights, the city of love, but tonight it's the city of football. The Parc des Princes, a fortress, stands tall and proud, ready to host a battle of epic proportions. The Parc des Princes buzzed, a Champions League night, electric. The air was thick with excitement, the kind that makes your heart race and your palms sweat. Fans draped in their team colours sang and chanted, their voices echoing through the night. Manchester City, favourites for many, arrived with swagger. Their confidence was palpable, a team on a mission. The players, focused and determined, knew the stakes were high. Pep Guardiola, the tactical maestro, plotted another conquest. His mind a chessboard, every move calculated, every piece in place. He knew that tonight every decision could be the difference between victory and defeat. Kylian Mbappe, Neymar and Lionel Messi awaited. A clash of titans. The world watched as these giants of the game prepared to showcase their brilliance. The anticipation was almost unbearable. The first half lived up to the hype. Every pass, every tackle, every shot was met with roars from the crowd. It was a spectacle, a display of skill and passion. City, in their relentless pressing and intricate passing, suffocated PSG. They moved as one, a well-oiled machine, leaving no space for their opponents to breathe. 2 goals deservedly put them in control. A statement of intent. Half-time arrived. The players walked off, heads held high, knowing that they had done their job. The citizens dreamed of glory, but this is Paris. The fans, jubilant, believed this was their night, yet they knew the game was far from over. This is the Champions League, the pinnacle of club football, where legends are made and dreams are shattered. And football, as they say, is a game of 2 halves. The second half awaited with all its promise and peril. The stage was set for a dramatic conclusion. The second half began. The script flipped. PSG, energized, roared back with a newfound intensity. The crowd could feel the shift in momentum. Mbappe, a constant threat, found space and exploited every gap in the defense. His speed and agility were unmatched. City's defense, so assured before, started to wobble. A goal, then another. The once solid backline was now in disarray. The Parc des Princes erupted. The fans, sensing a comeback, cheered louder with every passing minute. Belief coursed through the Parisian veins. The energy in the stadium was electric, fueling the players on the field. City rattled, couldn't regain control. Their composure was slipping away and frustration was evident on their faces. Their midfield, the engine room, sputtered. The once impenetrable wall crumbled under pressure. Passes went astray and possession was lost. 2 more goals, a blur of attacking brilliance, sealed City's fate. A 4-2 defeat. PSG's relentless attack left no room for a comeback. The citizens left Paris wondering what went wrong. A night that began with promise ended in despair, leaving them to ponder their mistakes. Amidst the chaos, a star was born. Warren Zaire-Emery, just 17, dictated the tempo for PSG. His energy was infectious, but it was Ryan Cherki, the substitute, who changed the game.
His introduction injected urgency into PSG's attack. He tormented City's defense. His dribbling, a blur of skill and speed, created havoc. 2 assists, a performance of maturity beyond his years. Cherki, the catalyst, had exposed City's vulnerabilities.
Section 4. Cracks in the fortress, defensive frailties exposed. The defeat laid bare City's defensive issues. The absence of Ruben Dias, injured, was glaring. John Stones, normally a rock, looked shaky. The fullbacks, caught high up the pitch, were exposed on the counter. The midfield, lacking Rodri's presence, failed to shield the backline. PSG, with their pace and precision, exploited these weaknesses ruthlessly. The defensive solidity, a hallmark of Guardiola's teams, was nowhere to be seen, a worrying sign for City. Section 5. Guardiola's reflections, a moment of truth. Post-match, Guardiola cut a dejected figure. His expression told a story of frustration and disappointment, a stark contrast to his usual composed demeanor.
Our inability to cope with PSG's intensity in the second half was, well, it was evident. They outplayed us in every department and our defense was left scrambling. The defensive errors were clear, but I must defend my players. They gave their all. Every single one of them fought hard, but sometimes effort alone isn't enough. We need to be smarter, more cohesive.
However, amidst the usual platitudes, there was a sense of realism. Guardiola acknowledged the need for improvement, a rare moment of vulnerability from the usually confident manager.
We need to learn from our mistakes. Such a collapse cannot happen again, especially with the Premier League title race heating up. Every game from now on is crucial, and we cannot afford to slip up.
This defeat, a stark reminder of City's vulnerabilities, could be a turning point in their season. It's a wake-up call, a moment of truth that could define their journey ahead. Will they rise to the challenge or falter under pressure?
A tale of two stars. Haaland and Grealish shine brightly in the footballing world. Erling Haaland and Jack Grealish are the shining stars in a Manchester City side battling inconsistency. Their performances have been nothing short of spectacular, often lifting the team when it matters most. Haaland's goal-scoring prowess is undeniable. With his incredible speed, strength and precision, he has become a nightmare for defenders. He's a force of nature, breaking records and carrying City's attack. His ability to find the back of the net from almost any position is truly remarkable. Grealish, after a slow start to his City career, has found his feet. His flair and creativity on the ball have added a new dimension to the team's play. His creativity and driving runs offer a different dimension. Grealish's ability to take on defenders and create opportunities has been crucial for City. These two players are the bright sparks in a team struggling to find its rhythm. Their understanding on the pitch and ability to link up play has been a joy to watch. Their individual brilliance often papers over the cracks appearing elsewhere. When the team falters, it's Haaland and Grealish who step up to make the difference. But for how long can they carry the team? The pressure on their shoulders is immense, and the question remains whether they can sustain this level of performance throughout the season. Haaland's goals are keeping City in contention. His knack for scoring in crucial moments has been a lifeline for the team. Grealish's assists and chance creation are vital. His vision and ability to pick out the perfect pass have been instrumental in setting up key goals. The reliance on these two highlights a worrying dependence. While their contributions are invaluable, the team must find a way to support them and share the load if they are to achieve their goals this season. Where are the supporting cast? City's lack of depth is becoming increasingly apparent as the season progresses. Despite their star-studded lineup, the team is struggling to find consistent performances from players beyond their key figures. Manchester City's squad, once brimming with world-class talent, now seems thin and stretched. The depth that was once their strength is now a glaring weakness, with injuries and form issues plaguing the team. Beyond the brilliance of Haaland and Grealish, consistent performances are sorely lacking. The team is heavily reliant on these two stars to deliver week in and week out, which is not sustainable. Kevin De Bruyne, once the heartbeat of the team, is battling injuries and struggling to find his form. He is a shadow of his former self, and his absence is deeply felt in the midfield. The midfield, which was once a fortress, now looks vulnerable and disjointed. Opposing teams are finding it easier to break through and exploit the gaps. Opposition teams are finding joy exploiting the space between midfield and defense. This lack of cohesion is causing significant problems for the team. This lack of defensive solidity puts immense pressure on the attack to compensate. The defenders are often left scrambling, and the goalkeeper is frequently called into action to make desperate saves. The absence of a reliable goal-scoring threat beyond Haaland is glaring. When Haaland is isolated or marked out of the game, the team struggles to find the back of the net. Opponents can focus on stopping the Norwegian striker, knowing there's limited threat elsewhere. This makes it easier for them to neutralize City's attacking prowess. This over-reliance on individual brilliance is unsustainable in the long run. The team needs to find a way to rediscover their depth and get consistent contributions from the entire squad to compete at the highest level. A European tightrope City's Champions League uncertainty. The journey through Europe's elite competition has been anything but smooth for Manchester City. Each season brings new challenges and heightened expectations. Manchester City's Champions League campaign hangs in the balance. Despite their domestic dominance, translating that success onto the European stage has proven elusive. They scraped through the group stage, their performances far from convincing. The team has often looked vulnerable, with defensive lapses and missed opportunities casting a shadow over their ambitions. The lack of cohesion and defensive frailties exposed domestically are magnified on the European stage. Opponents have capitalized on these weaknesses, making City's path to glory even more treacherous. The draw has not been kind to City. Facing some of the toughest teams in Europe, their route to the final is fraught with peril. They face a tough route to the final. Every match is a test of their resilience and tactical acumen. The pressure to perform is immense. Their recent European exits, often in dramatic circumstances, will play on their minds. The memories of near misses and heartbreaks linger, adding to the psychological burden. The pressure is on Pep Guardiola to finally deliver the trophy the club craves. This season feels different. The expectations are higher, and the scrutiny is more intense. The air of invincibility that once surrounded City has dissipated. Doubt creeps in. The team must find a way to regain their confidence and assert their dominance. The fear of another early exit looms large. The stakes have never been higher, and the journey ahead is filled with uncertainty. Can City rise to the occasion and finally conquer Europe? Guardiola's legacy at Manchester City is secure. He's delivered countless trophies and revolutionized English football. However, the Champions League remains the holy grail. Failure to win it this year will raise further questions. Guardiola is a master tactician, but even his brilliance is being tested. The current squad lacks the balance and fluidity of previous years. His ability to motivate and inspire this group will be crucial. Another early Champions League exit would be a bitter pill to swallow. It would cast a shadow over an otherwise glorious reign. Guardiola's legacy is not solely defined by this trophy, but it would be a significant omission. The Champions League is wide open. Real Madrid, the reigning champions, are not the force they once were. Bayern Munich, always a threat, have shown vulnerabilities. The likes of Napoli and Benfica are dark horses playing with freedom and attacking verve. The Premier League contingent, apart from City, has impressed. Arsenal and Liverpool topped their groups, playing with confidence and swagger. Chelsea, despite domestic struggles, cannot be discounted. This season feels unpredictable. The traditional powerhouses are no longer guaranteed success. The stage is set for a new contender to emerge. What are your thoughts on Manchester City's Champions League chances? Can Haaland and Grealish carry them to glory? Or will their lack of squad depth prove their undoing? Who do you think will win the Champions League this year? Share your thoughts and predictions in the comments section below.